Welcome from around the world.
This is a special discussion series with my sisters over Christmas. To all the listeners, I'd like to introduce you to my sisters. And we call ourselves the Iron Ladies. Maybe we'll explain later why we call ourselves the Iron Ladies. And I'm going to start with Vonna. If you can introduce yourself.
Okay. Well, I'm Vonna. I am located in Memphis, Tennessee, in the United States, actually outside of Memphis. I met Dorothy a few years ago in Brussels in a French class. Definitely a divine meeting.
And then next is Hendrika, if you can introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Hendrika. I live in Cape Town, South Africa. We are missionaries in Cape Town. My husband's South African, and I'm a mother of 4. I met Dorothy in 2003, I think, and it's been a blessed time getting to know each other and grow in our faith together and encourage each other.
Thank you. Next is Nancy.
Okay, hi, my name is Nancy. I live in Nairobi. I'm a Kenyan. I'm a Christian, and that's how I met Dorothy in church. It must have been 2001 or 97, around there. Yeah, and we've known each other since then. It's been quite a walk. Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes I call Nancy mom because she's actually officiated together with your husband. You officiated my wedding, even. That's how long we've known each other. And then next, Marilyn.
Hi, everyone. My name is Marilyn. I live in Luxembourg. I'm originally from Zambia. I've lived in Luxembourg for about 17 years. I met Dorothy in church as well, and we just became very good sisters in the Lord. And since then, it was in 2018, was it? Yeah, when we met in Luxembourg Church of God. And yes, so we've been friends ever since then. I call her my big sister because of so many reasons I can't say now, but yes, thank you.
So we're a bigger group. We meet actually every week. And I would encourage this to anyone, that you have close friends, sisters, you can share anything and you can meet. It's quite a commitment to meet every week, but sometimes you need that. You need sisters who can stand next to you. We share the word of God together, we pray together, and our group is called Iron Sharpen Iron. That's how we call ourselves, the Iron Ladies. So today, as we share with each other, we are going to let you eavesdrop in our discussion. What's so special about Christmas, or anything we'd like to share about Christmas? And I'm going to start with Vonna.
Okay, well, I'm going to say something controversial because I really don't like Christmas. But I'm going to tell you why. It's I don't like the highly commercialized Christmas very much. And I'm going to share, so I hope this might lift someone up, but I came to realize that when I was 9, I had this crazy Christmas and honestly got way too many gifts. And about a week later, my parents told me they were getting divorced. Okay, so and it took me a long time to help me to understand that's why I'm uncomfortable with receiving gifts. If I get something, I'm like, that's too much. And it took me a long time to put that back together that, wow, that's why I'm uncomfortable with gift giving and gift receiving because of this thing that happened when I was 9. But yeah, so, but when I look at Christmas, there's a lot of good things there too. And when I focus on the joy and what I've learned to do, so when I had kids myself, I wanted to make sure that Christmas was not about the commercial things, that we remembered what Christmas is really about. And to me, it is amazing to think that Jesus, the King in heaven, would come down to earth and put on flesh because he loves us so much. And it's John 3:16. God so loved the world that he sent his only son to come down for us. And I read just this morning, I was reading the Beatitudes, Matthew 5:16. So to me, this is what I was thinking about Christmas just this morning. Lord, let my light shine before others, that they may see good works in me and give glory to our Father in heaven. So that's where I do find joy in Christmas. I will say I have not put up a single Christmas decoration yet. That's unusual for an American. I'm just kind of putting it off, I think. But I focus on the joy, and I've made traditions within my family that, I hope that they would take, and not let my junk, cloud their Christmas, and Christmas is not about Santa Claus. It's about Jesus. So I don't know. That's what I would say. I think I have probably an unusual take about, you said, please talk about Christmas. And I thought, oh, I don't really want to, because I kind of don't like it. But I realized I don't like what we've made out of it. We've made a man-made creation, but what God did for us is a whole different thing.
I love that you didn't want to share about it, but I think you have a gem why you should talk more about it. I would love to know, like, what are the practical things you did with your children, supposing there's somebody who is also going through the same thing, to make sure that the children's tradition was not really about the gifts, but about Christmas? What were practical things you did when they were younger, when they became teenagers? Because I know now they're around teenagers, I think.
Early 20s. Yeah.
Yeah, but what are the traditions that can help a mother who wants to really help the children to focus not only on the commercialized, which they see everywhere in the news, everywhere on social media? How did you help your children to do that?
I think I thought more about, so in my mother's family, we had a tradition of getting together on Christmas Eve, and I have 17 cousins, and some of you may have bigger families, but it's a big family. My grandfather's a farmer. We did not exchange gifts then. We would have like snacks and hot cocoa or whatever. And they would tell stories. And I love to hear my grandfather talk about farming stories, the old days. So I would say that was one thing I brought with my kids, to sit around on, Christmas Eve and tell stories leading up to Christmas, baking, cooking, food traditions, because that's fun for me and didn't make me feel a lot of pressure. My daughter, we used to make sugar cookies and decorate them a few times. Now, I haven't done this since Belgium because everything's changed. My kids are in college now, but we would bake things to give other people. That's a present I feel comfortable giving, as you make cookies or candy or, something like that. We would do things like that. And my daughter was born on December 30th. So I had to really think hard about separating something for her. And this makes me undecorate my tree every year. So on the 29th, I undecorate the tree, and I get colors of curling ribbon and decorate the tree with colorful pastel or whatever, and call it the birthday tree to really separate that tradition. But it also made me get my decorations and put them away, because otherwise I'd be that person that was on the January 30th with still decorations up. So I think things like that, just, trying to focus on the things that weren't about going out and going shopping. And did I buy enough for this person? Oh my word, they spent, whatever on me, and I only spent this on them. And I think the baking and giving away baked goods gets away from that, because you're putting time and love into it. That helped me kind of get beyond some of that commercialization. Yeah.
Fantastic. I also like the way you share about the trauma and how that affected how you saw Christmas. There's so many people who have traumas which are around holiday seasons, that then when you have holiday, it's a trigger. And what I like about it is that you share about it, that you are aware about it. It's important to be aware of such triggers and aware of such traumas and be able to work them out. So I really like that you say that you shared with that. And it's real, it's real. And so this holiday time, it's real. If you have suffered any trauma around holiday, this is also that time that it can be triggered, and that you're aware of it and take good care of it. And what is one advice that you would give somebody to take care of if you have such a trauma? How do you, it can be any trauma. It can be divorce. It can be a death. It can be anything, How would you advise a person around this time, what they could do to go through the holiday?
I would hope they know Jesus and they could focus on that joy. But I think for me, if I have something difficult like that, you try to help other people. If I'm helping other people, I'm not focusing on myself. I think when it's difficult for me is when I first joined my husband's family, and his mother gave so many gifts. And that was probably where I first began to put that together, that I was so uncomfortable with receiving so many gifts. And they weren't big things. You just felt like, oh, and she's trying to welcome me into the family because that's probably her love language. It is not mine. I guess for me, it was just finding something that you find joy in and sharing that. So I don't know that that's a big help to somebody else, but just to find what I find joy in and not get stuck. And people that know you and love you don't, if they're like, oh, your gift wasn't enough for me, then, maybe I just shouldn't care about what they think, if you see what I mean. Not that I don't care about that person, but if they don't know me and know that I was showing them love with what I was doing, then maybe it shouldn't matter. Yeah.
Yeah, but I like that you don't focus on yourself, focus on other people, because what trauma does and what depression does is that it makes us focus just on ourselves. Me. That's where the trigger now starts pulling you down. You start feeling sorry for yourself and all that. So I really like your suggestion that you try to do something for somebody else, share about the trauma. Don't keep it to yourself. Share about it, pray about it. Yeah.
Yes. And I guess I remember one other thing. I haven't done it in so long. When the kids were little, we used to, in the US, we have the Salvation Army, and you go and adopt children. They have a little card, and so we would go buy presents for these people. And my kids had a lot of fun picking out, there's a child who, whatever, and they give you their sizes. I'd forgotten about that. It's been so long since we did that. If you have little ones, that really put the focus not on us, thinking about bringing joy to these
other people. Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much, Vonna. We're going to take a short break. Then when we come back, we'll talk to my friend and my sister Hendrika. Thank you for listening. I hope you were blessed. Until the next time, when we would have an opportunity to listen to my next sister. Goodbye.